Swingers Guide polls numbers examined.
So this is another one of those studies, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about the numbers. So monogamy is supposed to be 89%, and consensual non-monogamy is supposed to be in 8%, and open relationships and consensual non-monogamy is 4%. They misspelled it. But this study is kind of interesting because, okay, so 89% are monogamous. Really? How many of them have been married more than once? So you're saying 89% have been married for the last 40 years or whatever? No, I don't think so. That's called serial non-monogamy, and it is a term coined a long time ago about people who they go every 7 years and replace their mates and their husbands and their wives, and so that's not really monogamy. When you think of monogamy, what they're talking about is contractual monogamy. In other words, they stay within that contract. Once the contract changes, they get married again. It's different, and in between, they do a lot of sex. Usually, they do because of the emotional reasons of getting a divorce. So then it says consensual non-monogamy is 8%, and then open relationships, which this 12% they're saying is not quite agree with. The numbers run between 4 and 8%. 12% would be a lot of the American couples. You think about the numbers, that's a lot of people. But anyway, I think it's changed post-COVID too. This was right after COVID. I think those numbers are different than they were. But anyway, it's just interesting things to think about. Okay, so the numbers on this next one are kind of hard to think about. So about 20% of the people who are single say they're in a consensual open relationship. They're claiming to be single, but they're in a relationship that's open. About 20%. 1 in 5 Americans. Around 4 to 9% of Americans engage in some sort of open relationship. That's about the numbers I think too. That other study said 12%. In a study of 2,200 people, 4% reported to be in an open relationship. Now, here's where the catch, and they're very careful how they say it, but the respondents on this were overwhelmingly, they weren't Hispanic. They said they weren't Hispanic, so it excludes almost everybody. And in the verbs, the verbal part of this, there's no way to know, but I'm assuming that this study is almost all white people. So 32% of the gay respondents said they were in an open relationship, 22% of the bisexual participants, 5% of the lesbians, and 14% of those listed as other sexuality. Okay, so if that's of the whole, how can you do that out of just 4%? But that's of the whole of 4%. And 4% is not a very big, 4% of the 2,200 is not a very big pool. So this study's you got to really think about these numbers. They don't really match up very well to reality. Thank you.